Hello, everybody, and welcome to the All Around Podcast's EA E3 Roundup. This is going to be us talking about EA and Ubisoft.
Yes.
We're doing both together.
We decided to mix last minute.
Yeah,
we were talking about breaking them up, but based off everything that went down, I feel like we can go through them quick.
Yes. Yeah, because there weren't that many big surprises.
Yes, more importantly, because you call a lot of it too. We've been talking about it on a lot of the episodes.
Yeah.
So
a lot
of this we don't care enough to give 30 minutes each to.
Yes,
yeah,
sadly.
Ubisoft and EA talked about most of the games beforehand anyway. So we already knew that they were announced.
Well, yeah.
I just thought of another
also,
one
some
that
of
we
these are
didn't
also
write down.
gimmies because they come out every year.
We didn't talk about.
Oh yeah,
That was a big one.
Well, we went in a lot when they announced.
Yes, we
yet
did.
again because it was a kind of before E3 setup.
Yes, yeah,
By the way, we're talking about Far Cry.
Yeah,
but all right, so let's
get
pause.
to that. So
let's pause off Ubisoft.
Yep. So we're starting with EA.
Outlast
EA.
DLC.
Yeah.
we're starting.
EA.
We're starting with EA because EA went first. They were
Demon
technically
EA.
the first ones. So if you're trying to watch our recaps in chronological order with E3, well, you're just gonna have to pause this at the end of E3 and come back when it's Ubisoft's turn.
Yes.
So
I think they'll be okay.
We'll also timestamp in the description for Ubisoft.
Yep. And we'll have a list of the games that we talk about. Just run that down in the description. So EA, let's get the sports out of the way because frankly, I don't care that much. I care a little bit.
Just want me to knock it out?
Go for it. This is all you
do
got.
it.
Okay, so let's see. Madden's pulling a FIFA like they did for FIFA 17, adding a story mode called the Long Shot. Start in high school, work your way through college, league, done. FIFA 18. The Journey which they announced was the campaign last year. It's getting a sequel, where this time Sir Alex Hunter is being transferred out of England to a Europa League. So either Bundesliga, Italy. I think most likely at this point it's Bundesliga in Germany.
Okay. Cool.
NBA Live 18. Yes, it still exists, even though it's been 2 years since the last one.
They
Still
didn't do
a thing.
17.
No
17 was supposed to come out in March.
Nope.
It's not dead yet.
So it's still alive.
Not.
And then NHL, they just skipped it because NHL's like, nah, NHL awards are next week, so we're just going to announce the cover artist and what we're doing.
See, we could have went in on that, though, and they dropped the ball. They made it so we don't have something to go in on, and I'm sad.
How dare they?
I know, right?
You guys don't even like sports.
Yeah,
I like NHL. Come on.
I've watched a puck move on ice.
No, that's not true. I mean, I have, but
it's like,
I like hockey.
Yeah.
Oh, so I've played Snow Day once, therefore I'm a hockey fan. I've played Snow Day back in the
no.
If anything, watching sports-wise, I would say I'm more of a football guy myself, but when it comes to Madden games, it's very rare. I mean, I am glad that they are kind of adding a campaign, because at a certain point, even for you were saying with FIFA, but as well with NBA, when it does add a campaign, there's definitely some,
gives you more of a reason to keep doing the same thing.
Well,
for hours
exactly. There's definitely more of a pull to it. But the thing is, especially because Madden is starting so late, but as well too, it is almost like the top sports game at the same time too. Since
other
they've
than
waited,
2K, like NBA 2K.
Yes, yeah. And FIFA. I mean, FIFA worldwide too.
Worldwide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't even close. Yeah, it doesn't even come close. Yeah.
FIFA, best soundtrack.
But if we're just talking about Madden, it has waited longer than most. So you got to think too. Have they really worked on the campaign that much longer though, or is it just kind of shit? We need a new gimmick. Let's really bust this out.
Every EA sport has felt out a campaign mode too. So FIFA, they're sticking with it. NHL 14 had the Live Your Life where it really wasn't as in depth as it is now. FIFA and Madden, what they're doing, it was just you made decisions and it reviewed on what you did to your team, your family, and the press.
Yeah.
But now it's more in depth.
Now, the one thing that I do want to bring up for Madden, because I've played every Madden that's ever come out.
I'm so sorry.
I know. It's a sad aspect of my life.
I just like the Madden 04.
So, Madden is going to the Frostbite engine, which FIFA did last year.
It's a bold move.
It is.
Bold move, yeah.
The Frostbite engine is the engine that Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefield run off of. FIFA runs off of it now. So, with that in mind, there's going to be a lot of different weather effects. There's going to be a lot of different lighting effects. There's going to be way more accurate passes. The passes are being drawn in the same way as bullet direction from guns in Battlefield. So everything you do now in Madden is, I don't want to say it's going to matter in a way that it's not going to glitch and your dude's not going to go through another dude that happens sometimes.
You're not going to get a headshot from your pass.
Yeah, but it's going to, everything that you do is going to feel more realistic. It's going to seem more realistic. That being said, this is the first Madden to not release on 360 and PS3. This is the last FIFA to release on PS3 and 360.
I've still just been pissed that it's taken them this long.
It's just because the engine is so easy to copy.
I know,
so
but it's
why
so
not?
annoying.
They don't have to.
It's
They don't have to make any money off of it. It doesn't matter. They're
It's
just
true.
downloading
Another
it
thing
and putting
about
it on
it,
disc.
FIFA's even been loyal because I think 13 was the last PS2 game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's
I'm
because
saying.
worldwide, more people have older systems.
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily keep up all the time.
The demand isn't
so
necessary.
I'm really surprised that this is the last FIFA. And the only reason that we know it's the last FIFA is because it's the Legacy Edition, which they did with NHL.
In 2016.
Yep, they didn't do that with Madden, though.
Well, I mean,
they just kind of ended Madden.
Yeah.
They were just like, yep, nope, sorry, not this year. NBA 2K16, obviously not an EA game. But that is another sports game that's going to be released on the older systems, as well as Pro Evolution Soccer. So it's safe to say that most of the sports games are going to keep being released, at least for a little while. But like I said, because the engines are so easy to copy.
Mm-hmm.
NBA Live hasn't come out on the older generations since God knows when, 11, 12? I don't even know what years they made. 09? Was like the last one that made... Well, did they make an 11? I feel like they went up to 11.
There might be a 10 in my achievements list on my Xbox account.
I think they at least went up to 11. But anyway, so that was the first one to get rid of that. Super easy.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got sports out of the way.
Yeah, I was about to say, sports is done. That was it.
So they teased Anthem, and if you guys want to know more about Anthem, Anthem is the next BioWare game that's being made by EA, but they really showed off gameplay and stuff in the Microsoft conference.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to know more about Anthem, which you definitely want to know more about Anthem,
that's going to be the big one.
You should listen to the next numbered podcast, as well as go in and watch the Microsoft recap, because they talk about that a lot.
Kids did a good job. Yes, they were talking about it.
So that's really cool.
About it.
Yeah, I was talking about Zach had an opinion he didn't share.
I was watching anime gifs.
Yes. It's Mech Effect is basically what we've rounded it up to.
That's a good one.
You're welcome.
It's a good name.
Yeah, that was props.
That's solid.
So do either one of you two want to talk about this?
No, do it.
Okay, cool. So Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Need for Speed has its.
You needed it. They speeded it.
Need for Speed has a sequel. that was
no one comprehended how
so dumb.
Dad joke that was. Like everyone was just like,
dumb.
Everybody hit the wall. Like it was just like,
hey, you can hit walls in this one if you don't drive safe enough.
There it is. Me and Zach have these ads down.
And
the trailer for Need for Speed.
In comes Grandpa.
Just because. What did you say the idea was for the Xbox One X?
What?
The advertisement.
Oh, the X gonna give it.
Yeah,
to you.
X gonna give it to you.
Yes, there
just because it's that great. So Need for Speed Payback.
There it is.
Need for Speed Payback is coming out this year. It's coming out in November. It is the first sequel to the reboot, which came out 2 years ago. This one does not require you to play online like the other ones did.
Yes.
This one is also very, very different because it's a heist game. It's a straight racing.
Half of it, yeah.
It's Fast and the Furious, the game.
Essentially, yeah. Like, I watched this trailer and I watched the
Need
gameplay.
for Speed edition.
Yeah, and I thought I was watching Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
But it's a very different approach, and I actually really want to play it.
As long as the gameplay is accurate. It's one of the... It was... when I was watching that trailer, and E3 suffers from it a lot. Not just this year, but like any year.
Every year. They do the mistake where they say in engine footage.
Yes. Yeah. And then the scarier part is too, it was in that game, which I'll go way in on, like I said, when we're doing the whole recap for stuff. But this was a prime example of half of the trailer did not have a HUD.
Yes.
And I hate seeing trailers without HUDs because it's never accurate. Like you never get that moment in the game.
Did Anthem didn't have a HUD either when they showed off that, did it?
No. Well, it did when you landed. Mm-hmm. When you were flying, it didn't. Right. Which is then more interesting of, is it just going to be an insta-kill scenario when you fly? Or is it you still have an opportunity and then they just didn't want to show it to make it misleading? Or maybe they do take it away to make it just more like you're flying, so you should be enjoying the environment. Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, we'll see with that.
Now, the two big ones for EA, which I forgot to write it down, but totally going to remember it now.
There you go.
Is that Battlefield 1 is getting all the new DLC.
Yes.
So you can kind of go in on this because you know more about it than I do, other than the fact that it's set in Russia.
Yes. It said Russia. They're calling it War of the Tsar.
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, everyone's like, why isn't it Tsar War?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
It's a solid move.
Can't remember all the details.
I know they're adding night and day cycles to the maps.
9-day cycles to the maps.
Which is in addition to the weather effects that we get, so that's really cool.
I think it's 7 new maps?
I think it's 7.
Yeah.
It was either 6 or 7, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, and this is their first major expansion too, right?
Second major expansion.
Oh yeah, because they did put out the one 2 months ago. Yeah.
And they've done the smaller ones in between. Where hey, here's a new map. Here's this. Here's that.
The small updates.
So even though this is an expansion, it's not an expansion like a spin-off to a game. If you bought the premium pass, this is included in that. Don't get that confused.
Yeah.
And then Battlefront.
Yes.
Battlefront's
the big one.
Battlefront's the one
that was EA's whole driving force.
I actually got my beta code in the email the other day.
Ooh, there you go.
It's amazing. I'm totally hyping this up way more than I want to because I know there's going to be parts of me that's disappointed when I get this game because I did it with the first one.
Ouch.
I know. Well, but I did it with the first one.
Well, hold on though. They're adding so much more.
Yes, it looks amazing.
So ironically enough, we were talking about EA, but this is a very Ubisoft sequel.
Yes, it is.
In the sense of they had a decent game in the beginning where it had a lot of stuff going on, but you can definitely tell with this sequel that they're only improving stuff. And I mean, they blatantly said at their E3 panel, we've heard a couple compliments and a lot of they didn't say complaints. No, they just said a lot of critiques.
Yeah,
that was it. And it's just everybody knew what the fuck they meant there. So that's why they started off right. And they were like, well, here's the actual campaign. That's the thing.
They showed us the campaign trailer, and then they showed us gameplay. And it's just
20 minutes
watching.
Yeah, it was a long. I mean,
I'm okay with it though.
Well, no, my thing, I wasn't against the gameplay. I just it's funny because I don't want to be a hypocrite about it because every E3 trailer we see, it's always okay, all this shit's happening, but what's really going on? With Battlefront, it was more okay, give me make something happen.
Yeah.
That's where
I feel like it should have been more of a campaign look in than we already just spent the last 2 years doing.
Yeah, it's very true.
But just watching them do the whole Phantom Menace scene in the area, the city, driving all the different
Naboo, all the extra planets,
it's
all
just
that stuff.
It's
the
crazy.
droids now that they added the death droids and stuff.
It's
gonna be sick.
So much. It's gonna be what everybody wanted the first one to be.
Well, I was just gonna say, and I'll be honest, I glazed over the first one, but this one looks so much better. This one, I'm actually genuinely interested in. And the most important thing too that they were talking about was all the downloadable content.
Yes,
that's gonna be free.
Yes, there's no season pass.
There's no season
everything
pass
post in this game is free.
Although it was reported there will be microtransactions.
Yes,
but I don't know.
But they're loot
that
boxes.
totally makes sense because that's what they already talked about, having a deluxe edition with more content.
Yep.
So that makes total sense because if you just even think about logistically,
and
why would they add that stuff
if
it was
too.
free? Yes.
The game comes out a couple days early.
Yeah, 3, right? It's projected for the 14th, and then the standard is the 17th of November.
Yeah, November 17th this year.
Yes.
So basically, if you are into first-person shooters, you have Destiny, you have Call of Duty, and you have Battlefront.
I know.
I mean, you have that too.
Yeah, the expansion. There it is. You saved yourself.
All coming out very, very relatively close. And the beta dates for Destiny, I know this is not related to EA, but the beta dates for Destiny got announced today.
I was going to say that
plus
PS4.
Yeah. Plus, I'm going on top of that, but then we're also going to get the beta for Battlefront and the beta for Call of Duty, and they're probably going to all happen very, very close together.
Yes.
So
it's all competition for one another.
Yeah.
Yes.
I am super except Call of Duty and Destiny, but
but I mean, they're still going to fight for foot traffic.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
So I'm just super, super excited for Battlefront. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah. So I think that wraps up EA, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So that covers EA, so that's at least our first half out of the way. So now Ubisoft.
As far as Ubisoft, do we want to start with what they started with?
Yeah, go for it.
Cool. So Ubisoft started their press conference with a Nintendo game.
Yes.
Everybody was very thrown off. I didn't know what was happening. But
well, we saw. So here's the thing too. So we saw of
leaks about this.
Yeah. So we kept seeing leaks of Mario and Rabbids.
Yes.
We didn't know what it was going to be called.
Yep.
We kind of only just saw brief images, and we most importantly did not know how the game was going to play.
Correct.
Yeah. We only saw images. So yeah. So it's Mario plus Rabbids.
Kingdom Battle?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
okay.
you.
Yep.
Jesus Christ. I was like, oh fuck.
It's gonna
Everything
have
just escaped my brain.
It's gonna have amiibo support.
Yep.
It's
the amiibo support's interesting too. We'll talk about that in a sec, but
yeah,
if you want to go over this briefly.
You described it as Mario XCOM.
It really it's like a turn-based like I don't want to say grid.
Well, what I was gonna say even
top down. Like,
yeah. So to even kind of briefly explain it for everybody, it's so it starts top down.
Yep.
And level select.
Yep.
How most Mario games go, which you can still roam around and adventure partially how you would do in like Super Mario 3D World. So you have that adventuring aspect, but then when you get into major battles, is what it's looking like. Is now it's set up exactly how like XCOM is. There's a whole battlefield set up. You have turns where you can move in grid-like patterns. You can do attacks, hide behind bricks that eventually take damage. That's how they're doing their major boss fights as well as just like trash mob fights as well. It's definitely very interesting. Also too, just based off the trailer, they haven't went into the details at least of this part, but it's already clearly confirmed looking at the info, is it's going to be very RPG, and more importantly, it's going to be customizable RPG.
Yes.
I don't know about armor and specifically, but definitely Mario, at least even in the trailer and in gameplay, was holding multiple arm cannons.
Yep.
Yes. The whole thing is he had a standard blue one to begin, but then later on he had a bullet bill one.
Yep.
So there might be either just upgrades of a basic one or maybe different ones. Mm-hmm. Maybe the bullet bill fires slower but does more damage, like a shotgun almost effect or something. So I don't know how they're specifically going to do that, but it's awesome. I just love the fact like the Rabbids are like all cosplaying as the characters and everything else. Mm-hmm. Peach is always taking selfies. Like I love that. I love that the whole time. So.
Yeah, because they really gave the Rabbids the characteristics of the Nintendo characters if they were to.
Well, if they were rabbits.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's awesome.
Yeah, and the whole thing. The only thing though that I found definitely like interesting about it too. So like, there's obviously like the good Rabbids and then bad, but then there's even like the upper echelon of boss Rabbids that are like a whole different thing. But yet again, like those battles seem very similar too, though, where it's like 3 hits and then they're done type setup. So. Yeah, and then also too, sorry, I'm like going off really quick here too.
That's okay.
I thought it was very interesting in Mario Odyssey that rabbits are bad guys, but it's not like Rabbids like Rayman, but they're also bunnies are the main thing. I don't know if they intentionally did that on purpose. Might have. I feel like it, but they're different. Yeah. That's why I thought it was weird.
The other thing, I don't want... Obviously, this is not a mainstream Mario game, but just kind of going off of the idea that this game comes out August 29th.
Oh, wow.
It comes out on my birthday. And then...
It's about you.
Super Mario Odyssey comes out right around the corner at the end of October.
Yep.
So, not that Mario and Rabbids is a big Mario game... But we're getting 2 Mario games that close to each other.
Well, and also, two Mario games that are clearly taking up a lot of gameplay.
Yes.
Like, we're looking at an RPG Mario, and then a Mario that is on the same level already as Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Sunshine.
Then also the Mario and Luigi remake.
Yes.
Which we don't know when that's coming out.
But that's on... You're talking about the 3DS one, right?
Yes, but that's still another Mario game.
True.
So it's just like...
Well, that one will be clearly the sleeper, though.
Yeah.
And also, it's a remake of a Game Boy Advance game, so don't get me wrong, I'm definitely supportive of it, and the thing that'll really take it off, which they haven't confirmed yet, but if they do amiibo support, that's what's going to take it. If they start to interpret shit with other characters in it,
So our Ubisoft recap turned into a Nintendo recap.
I know.
Just like their press conference turned into a Nintendo press conference, because it was
That was a good pullback. Kudos.
Hey, at least they did it first, though. Could you think? Be like, all right, let's bring back to
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Now, really quick though, I did want to bring back up the amiibos though.
Okay.
So, but this was about Ubisoft.
Okay.
So they brought up that the amiibos now are 2 different setups.
Yes.
So you can buy the Rabbids amiibos that are like the dressed as Nintendo characters.
Yep.
They're doing the standard ones, which are normal priced at $12.99.
Yeah.
But then they're doing 6-inch amiibo figures for $40 each.
Ooh.
So they also announced a collector's edition for it.
Yes.
It's $100. It comes with a soundtrack, the game, and then a 6-inch of Mario Rabbids.
Yep.
Which is cool. But yet again, it's $100 price point.
And it's also super, super limited because a lot of stores got allocated different things for
Well,
it.
that's the thing, yeah. At least for right now, I can definitely... Because I've been checking out a couple places. At least for what we can say for right now is it definitely got announced.
Yep.
Not sure what stores are able to pre-order it yet.
Yeah.
We're able to look at it, but we don't know what's going on specifically with how many or what's going on.
I mean, they said right then and there when they did the tree, when Nintendo even mentioned it on the Treehouse, they were like, it's going to be a very, very limited thing to get.
But also, too, at the same time, I'm not super worried about it because I definitely feel like if you want to get the larger amiibos, you can. Yeah. The only thing I'm interested in, which they didn't deny or confirm or what, was if those particular ones are going to do different things. Like if I'm paying $30 more or $20 more,
I think
is it going to give me a way more added effect? Is it going to give me like 2 customizable accessories or exactly, or is it just like do more damage for an item? Because we also don't know what they do.
Right, yeah, no, we don't.
We also have no idea. What I'm hoping it is, I'm hoping it's items that relate to the amiibo.
Okay. Yeah,
like customizable, like arm cannons or my swords or something. Or
my thought was that you put it down and that character becomes in your party.
That could be, but I see. Oh yeah, they could do that. Yeah, they could very well do that. But with the new amiibos too, I'm going to be interested because even just for Super Mario amiibos, they're adding in Goomba and Koopa Troopa.
Yep.
Those are the 2, at least like just
and
standard. And then
Odyssey's getting
they're doing the wedding ones.
Yeah, the wedding ones.
Yeah.
We'll save that for Nintendo.
Yes, yeah. So anyway, back to Ubisoft. And close the door on their Mario.
Ubisoft smart move. Put Nintendo first.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft had a couple things that we kind of expected. The Crew 2 they announced before E3 happened. Apparently, you have planes in this game.
That's the new one.
Boats and other shit.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a thing.
People are looking forward to it, though, based off how it's set up. I just hope it's not flying as in, like...
I would rather play Need for Speed.
Well, I just hope it's not like Battlefield or Grand Theft Auto.
I was going to say,
because that's what's going to get people on full tilt.
Or if anything that's like, okay, we're going to take what players actually played with the GTA and just put it in our game.
Yes, like if they do that, then they have a great method, but who knows?
So there was that. Something else that everybody expected was Just Dance 2018.
The next one.
Coming out on the 360, the Xbox One,
what is that?
the PS3, the PS4, the Wii, the Wii U, and the Switch.
Yep.
And mobile.
Yes.
What?
So,
now mobile.
Yeah, now mobile.
Because that's what you can do on half your controllers now. Like, that's how you do it with Xbox.
Yep.
You can do the remote thing on your
literally phone. Every console. They're still making Wii games. What is left?
Except PC.
Except PC. Can't play Just Dance
on
PC.
Just Dance.
or PC players that really want to play Just Dance.
Hey, you never know. There's
one listener, one tier.
Just one.
Sorry, listener.
Oh, gosh.
So there was that. Another one that we knew was going to be there was Far Cry 5.
Yeah.
Which we got a gameplay trailer for.
Yep.
And we
also talked about in the podcast before. We talked about it.
I didn't know that they were going to do a co-op thing. I think that's really
I didn't
cool.
know either. That's awesome.
I think that's awesome. I think that's going to add a lot of interesting elements to it, and I think that'll be something cool that we can live stream.
I'm not going to lie. When I first heard co-op, though, I got nervous because I didn't think it was actually going to be 2 people.
Oh,
hand to God, I thought it was gonna be like, am I gonna be the fucking dog?
Yeah.
Like, I literally was gonna be like, I'm gonna be the fucking animal. Like, are you kidding me?
Here is another game now.
Motherfucker, just jump somebody.
That's got a signature dog in it, and these games keep having dogs, and it's just getting. I don't want to say redundant, but I'm over them
trying. It won't be redundant. This dog's gonna die.
No, they're gonna old yeller the shit.
Don't say that.
They're gonna old yeller the shit. Zach called it now.
I'll await that text message going fuck you.
Yep. Okay, so let's talk about. We'll do steep.
There you go.
It's not important.
Damn.
Sorry.
Damn.
It's a very steep statement.
Sorry, steep viewers. Fuck you. Jesus.
Very steep opinion.
It's a very steep opinion.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it's a very steep opinion. You're right. It's getting an Olympics update.
Yes.
Yeah.
You wanted it. They gave it to you.
Because everybody asked for that.
Yes. The 2 people who are still playing steep.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Dumb MMO.
But we can shred the gnar.
Yes. So much gnar to shred. So much Olympic gnar to shred.
Yep.
Now you
gold medal gnar.
Yes, there it is.
You're on a whole other level now.
Yes. Now they're rankings.
Olympic level.
Yes. Rankings of gnar to shred.
How do we make a Extreme sports MMO go into an Olympic event.
YOLO swag. That's how they did it.
Have you not played Shaun White snowboarding for the 360?
No, I haven't. That wasn't an MMO.
Exactly. That's where Steep is.
Okay,
Steep was like,
great.
yo, we're gonna make some Steep decisions.
Yeah, they did.
MMO content.
Yep, and then they went down real quick.
Hey.
Sorry.
The demand, sadly, was not there. But it was still a solid game.
It was, yeah.
Despite your adamant opinion on it.
Sorry, I didn't like it.
No,
really
it's okay.
Didn't like it.
We've talked about this before.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Creed.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the
and
other
you called
big
it.
one. Yep. So Assassin's Creed Origins takes place in 3000 BC in Egypt under the reign of Cleopatra.
Yep.
Talks about the origins of the Brotherhood of Assassins. The coolest thing that I think they're doing with this is they're adding in full RPG elements. So when you pick up something from a dead body,
Well, what's nice about it now is it's looting, which they did have, but now it's not like
it's more in depth.
Well, and what's nicer is it's not like how they did in Assassin's Creed 3, where if you kill an animal, you have to go through the cutscene every time to skin it or something like that. Now it's just loot and then just like be on the
and then it gets added to your inventory. You can change things on the fly. You have a level up. You have levels.
Yeah, there's skill tree and
stats and like all this crazy shit.
Yeah.
The coolest thing I think about this game. I know, I'm going to keep clapping. I'm going to keep doing that. The coolest thing.
He's got the clap again.
There it is.
Damn it.
The coolest thing is that Eagle Vision is an actual eagle.
Yeah. What I will say, though, and it is the only comment I had that was very funny about it that I just could not stop laughing, was when they bust out the Eagle Vision. I was like, awesome. But when it's paused, it wasn't flapping its wings.
Yeah, I know.
So when it paused, it was like,
huh?
And then even before he let it came back to scout, it just turned. And when it pivoted, it didn't flap. So it was just like merp, and then and I was like, what the fuck? And it was a good 10-second pause, and I was just like, oh shit.
I'm excited for that though because I think that's really cool that we now have an eagle that can go spot things for us.
Yes,
it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much about Creed. Comes out October 27th. On PS4, Xbox One, PC. There's a Gold Edition for 100 that's digital.
There's like 1,000 different editions. Ubisoft can put out way too many.
Hang on.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. I know you're dropping out Big Bertha.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of different editions. There's so many different editions.
So there's the regular for 60,
the
deluxe for 70. There's the gold for 100.
Yep. The standard of what Ubisoft has been doing.
But which is only digital.
Yes.
Then there's the gold steelbook for 110, which is physical.
Yep.
And then there's the collector's edition, which is $899.
Well, hold on. There's a different one. There's the God edition.
I didn't see that one.
There's the God edition, which is $195.
Okay.
I was actually looking that up while you guys were talking about Xbox.
Okay.
So that's the only one to come with the statue.
Okay.
But yeah, and then
there's the one that's $899.
What does it even come with?
I didn't even bother to
That's
look.
what. See, none of us did. Zach, can you look this up?
Yep.
Thank you.
I'm just calling it right now. It comes with the Egyptian god cards.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
It's just literally the winged dragon of Ra. It's just the statue. I'd buy it. No, that's not true. $800. Jesus Christ. No.
Somebody else can buy it, and I'll buy that from them.
Yeah, Jesus.
But I will not. I'm no way.
Insane.
There's no game in the world I will pay $900 for. So.
Kingdom Hearts?
Nope. I will not pay $900 for Kingdom Hearts.
You say that now. What if it came with an authentic metal Keyblade?
I still won't pay for it.
What if it was
the first article comes up? The $800 Assassin's Creed Origins special edition doesn't come with a real hawk.
Doesn't even come with a real hawk.
I mean, if it came with a training lesson on how to tame a bird, yeah, sure.
Speaking of which, while we're gonna go on a random off topic while Zach's looking this up.
Okay.
Did you hear at the latest toy conference, which is gonna sound hilarious?
Yep.
We are getting the first official licensed Keyblade. Kingdom Key official legit thing. We don't know if it's foam or plastic yet. It looks amazing. They showed it off at Japan's latest toy convention, as well as the new Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora statue from Bring Arts, and a couple other small things.
And then Funko's announcement to go along with it.
Not yet. Not the rumored one.
Okay. You know what I'm talking about.
You're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Yes, not that one.
Okay.
But we're talking about that, but that's not what they were talking about.
Okay.
So they already moved forward with that.
Did you find it?
Yes.
All right.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so they're making 999 of these.
Okay.
Okay.
So you get a highly detailed.
1,000?
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Nope. Because fuck perfection.
Yeah, really. Apparently.
No.
I can't have that fourth digit. Come on now.
Yeah, no, screw that noise.
It's a collector's.
Yep.
Jesus.
Keep it triple.
We're not going to pull an NES now.
Yes. Alright, so anyway.
Anyway, highly detailed 28.7 inch resin statue of Bayek, the protector of Egypt.
Damn.
His personal story will lead to the creation of the Brotherhood and his eagle, Senyu.
That's gonna be like yay big.
Yeah, that's a huge statue.
Then we got an exclusive replica of his eagle skull amulet in resin.
Okay, so it's gotta be like yay big.
The collector's certificate of authenticity, numbered from 1 to 999.
Just saying that shit better be in papyrus, like on papyrus paper,
written with a feather and pen.
Yes, a quill.
And then 2 exclusives of Assassin's Creed Origin steelbooks, 4 large lithographs signed by the Ubisoft Montreal studio artists.
Wonderful.
Gold edition with the digital deluxe pack and season pass. Game art book featuring original designs and concept art created by Ubisoft.
That's cool.
The official soundtrack, printed version of the game's hand-drawn world map, and 2 original art cards. We're getting the Egyptian god cards.
There it is. 2. Only 2 though. They can't give you all 3.
No.
If it was 1,000, we would get that extra.
I could
They're holding off on
ever
Obelisk.
justify
That's
paying
what
for
they're
that.
doing. They're holding off on our boy. That's what they're doing. Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane of that edition. Anyway, so we've been ranting.
So let's go from Creed to this one.
Yes.
So.
Oh, well, hold on. Sorry. So really quick, though, what's everyone's thoughts? Jeremy?
On Creed? I'm excited.
Zach?
I'll give it a shot. I mean, after 3, I kind of fell off of it.
Same. I totally agree.
Now,
3 bore the shit. I mean, 4 picked up my hype. Unity, awful. Rogue
was alright.
Rogue was cool.
Syndicate was cool.
Syndicate was solid. And then DLC was like, oh shit. The second they did Jack the Ripper, I was like,
Yes.
yo, they made it. But I was just so pissed because, like, the second I said, you dumb fucks had Jack the Ripper and didn't put him in main game, you had one fucking job. Like, so this one, I have hopes.
Or do also give a chance because I like it when they go back in time. Like, the further back I liked.
Yes.
Let's also keep in mind, too, that this game has been in development since before Unity released.
And this is one of the first Assassin's Creed that's actually had 2 years. Yeah, that intentionally took more time.
3.5.
Yes, sorry. But took more time intentionally to be a full product. So, yes, this should be a lot more polished.
Now, going off of Assassin's Creed 4, what was one of the things that everybody loved from Assassin's Creed 4?
Turrets.
Yep. So take those turrets and put them into a game called Skull and Bones.
Yep.
So, this game does not have a release date yet.
Nope.
It's assumed that it's Xbox One, PS4, and PC, but it is essentially Sea of Thieves for adults.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. It's very competitive.
It's a very pirate-themed E3.
Yes, it was.
But I mean, for the record, though, I'm actually, at least for right now, if I had to compare the two, I'm a little more hyped for Sea of Thieves.
Oh, me too.
Only because of how big cooperatively it more enforces. And it more seems like you're going to have fun adventures. This one is like... this is going to be a terrible example because I can't think of the pirate game I'm thinking of for PC, but it reminds me of like Guns of Icarus in the sense of like you have your own ship, you're doing the battles and stuff like that. Where even they've already said it's very similar to how Assassin's Creed 4 was with the ship battles.
Well, it is that mechanic.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Here's my only issue. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be the next Steep. It's not enough. There's not enough.
I hear what you're saying.
I don't think it'll be enough to keep you there.
Well, and also
it's like
too,
go on a pirate ship, go battle other pirate ships, and then do it again.
Or I could even compare it to medieval chivalry.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, what I was gonna say too, I think the worst thing that's gonna happen with this is it's gonna have Battleborn syndrome.
Yes.
Where it's gonna try to compete and go, Sea of Thieves, we're gonna take you down. And Sea of Thieves is like, yo, you didn't even prep for this. And then they're just going to fucking destroy it. Because that's the problem. It's like you are trying to come out with 2 pirate games. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how well you market it. Whichever one's better, people are going to know. Yep. And then you're always going to get compared to as the worst one.
Speaking of Battleborn, it's now free to play.
Yes.
Yeah, because they can't fucking get rid of it. Like,
So, 2 more things for Ubisoft. One, nobody saw coming. The other one, nobody really saw coming. So let's talk about Starlink.
Yes.
So, Starlink is... I don't want to say it's late to the party. It's a little late to the party.
Well, it is.
But it's also showing up at the right time.
Yes. It's a Toys to Life game.
It's fashionably late.
Yes. But it's for the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
It's also for PS4 and Xbox One. It takes this little ship and plugs it into your controller via USB or the NFC reader on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And you can change out the different aspects of the ship on the go.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever played Kingdom Hearts, you're essentially flying a gummy ship.
Yeah, it's literally a gummy ship customization.
And it looks cool.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
My only issue is how much is it going to be?
Yeah,
how much
demanding
are the pieces going to be?
Yeah, how demanding.
And how much... And they didn't really talk about whether this game was going to be multiplayer, single player, or how it was going to work. But obviously the different parts of the ships are stuff that we add on. Yep. So they're going to have different packs or stuff that we can buy.
Yep.
Kind of like DLC.
Yep.
How pay to win is this game?
I think maybe it'll probably be like a $70 day one. Just get like a basic ship. And then just different editions. Maybe the next one up for like maybe a special edition, extra ships, extra
that
content.
comes with extra stuff on it.
Probably 100.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think extra ships or extra pieces are going to run?
So my personal...
That's what,
I mean,
that's
it
my
might even be
grade.
like just how like Dimensions, Amiibo, and Infinity War.
Yeah.
Like maybe 15.
I'm thinking right out the gate, if you want to get like the best possible ship you can and throw in as much money as possible. Mm-hmm. And I'll even go off Zach's price point kind of set already, I would say you're gonna have to shell out probably about like $150. That's if you want to get like the best ship.
That's too much.
But that's what I'm saying. But you don't have to. Here's my I'm not even gonna say concern. This is just what I'm interested to see. I'm very interested to see the pieces that are gonna come out. If it's going to just be because here's the thing. I'm okay with pay to win. Mm-hmm. As long as they have it earnable in game.
Yes.
So my thing is, okay, if you're gonna give me a $15 rocket pack that I can just stack right on my ship that'll count that I already have it, or if I just put in 5 hours and get enough currency, and
but they won't do that because it's a Toys to Life game.
Not necessarily. Here's the thing. This game intentionally, even as big as they're promoting it, this is not going to be a AAA game.
No, of course not.
So more importantly then, I definitely think because they know that the market isn't going to be flooded with it, they're going to have to do snipe purchases. Yeah. So they're going to do, hey, because this isn't a AAA game and you're not going to play with all your friends all the time, and you do just want to make it easier, here's the option. Otherwise, put your time in and hopefully it pays off.
Or I could even think maybe it's just like you can earn ships in game, but if you want exclusive ones, buy the toys.
Yes, I also agree with that.
That's why now I think that you could do a basic $60, $80, and $100.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, I agree. Yeah, I totally agree with how they're thinking about doing that. But like I said, that's what I'm thinking. Like if you just want to get like a really good ship right out the gate and get the best stuff like day one, you're probably gonna rack up like $150. Yeah.
Fair enough. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's talk about the bomb. So they dropped. Nobody. I didn't see it coming. It was rumored that maybe it was there. Mm-hmm. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yep.
I am beyond excited for it.
My thing is and yet again it's a prequel.
Yeah.
A lot of prequels happening.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of prequels.
I just I'm excited.
Yep.
It's just
the developer.
It's a classic E3 thing though, where it's like I saw a trailer and I saw characters which are cool. Yep. I saw no gameplay. Yes. I saw nothing
that was
though.
More of a cinematic than an actual gameplay.
And
we also don't even know how far in development this is. Like this could be.
Yep.
This could be the next Last Guardian.
Yeah.
That, hey, we're making this game someday.
Well, and yet again too, this has also been this third major time this got announced and info leaked.
Yeah.
Because Beyond Good and Evil 2 originally was supposed to be
Thank you.
Was supposed to be a sequel.
Yep.
They showed the characters from the first one and expanded upon it.
And now it's a prequel.
And now it's a prequel with totally different characters.
Yes.
Totally different characters. So I don't know, and also I don't even know what the game's trying to do now.
Yeah.
Because it seems, at least, yet again, we're only basing this off maybe a 3-minute trailer.
Yeah.
It seems like it's more trying to go open world environment and interact with what's going on, when the first one was very Tomb Raider-esque.
Yeah.
You were going raiding, but then photography as well was a huge part. That's going to be another thing, too. It's like they really didn't show any type of camera thing off. I thought they were at least going to show the main character flash the camera, and then it was going to be like Beyond Good and Evil 2. But they didn't even do that. They just... In my opinion, they made a mistake with how they led in the trailer, because they said Beyond Good and Evil 2 at the gate. They shouldn't have done that. And they should have had you go, wait, what the fuck is this? And then go, oh, damn.
The other thing, too, is I feel like they... I don't want to say they tried to compete with Sony in the matter of The Last of Us 2. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the way that they did the trailer, the way that they waited till the end, the way they were like, hey, this is a thing, and it's like, we're working on it. I felt like they wanted the same reaction that we gave to The Last of Us.
Jump it. Naughty Dog did that with Days Gone.
Well, Naughty Dog's not doing.
Oh no! What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of a different game. Did Naughty Dog announce something, or was it? Or am I thinking of Days Gone?
I mean, Days Gone, but that's not Naughty Dog.
No. Who's doing it then?
Blue Point.
Thank you. Because am I fucking this up? That was the trailer with the dude and he's running in the bridge.
Yeah.
There's a million zombies coming off that. Yeah. That felt very Last of Us to me. I saw that. I was just kind of like...
Yeah, Last of Us, esque, in the universe. But Sorry. The same way that they presented the trailer.
Yes. Sorry. I know you're going a different route.
Yeah, I think that they wanted to get the same reaction that we gave the Sony experience in January. I think that's why they did it the way they did it, because they were like, hey, it's like a thing. Freak the fuck out.
But my thing is...
It's also, it has a cult following. It's one of those
games
where it's totally.
It's a cult following that one.
But my thing is, if you're gonna do that, you need to show more.
Yes.
You don't have a big enough following. It's not like a Final Fantasy VII where you go, no, we're actually fucking remaking it.
Yeah,
and people are fucking ripping off their own faces and crying.
Look, I'm interested to have that Bebop vibe.
Yes.
Where it's all ships and then whatnot. So, I mean, if it's open world, if it's a Bebop type open world,
that'd be amazing.
Be down for that.
I still have not gotten proper justification of a true space cowboy game.
Yeah.
And they could go, oh my god, the fucking way they could go about that is so easy. Just do Mass Effect-esque traveling, but just have the stories be way more grittier. Mm-hmm. Just have it be those random esque crazy adventures, but just capture that better. They just need that. That's a game that I want to see where I'm holy shit, you get a good fucking song to throw in a backdrop for a trailer. And,
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we're going off on a tangent. But yeah, I think that's
it.
Both coverage of everything.
Yes. Yep. So we were able to do EA and Ubisoft in only 10 minutes more than we did in Microsoft.
Which isn't bad.
No, not at all. So, so this is, this will be the first video that's uploaded, for chronological purposes, to follow along with, our E3 coverage. We're basically doing short recap videos, throwing the info at you. The big stuff, that we kind of go on small rants, we'll go on bigger rants for the actual numbered podcast episode. So make sure that you tune into that. Make sure that you watch the rest of the recap videos for Microsoft, for Sony, for Bethesda, and Nintendo.
Yep.
So stay tuned to here. Like us on Facebook and Twitch and YouTube at both Players of the Roundtable and Two Guys One Live Stream.
Yes.
So thanks for sticking around with us, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah. On that note, guys, good evening, good night, good luck. Have a good one.
See ya.
Bye.